Hi again. So today for our review, we are going to play a game called Beat the Clock. So the way that this game works is I am going to give you a task and you are going to write down what I ask you to write down in a certain amount of time. So you will need a paper, a pencil, or a marker, or a crayon, or whatever it is that you would like to write with. But go ahead and pause the video, go grab those materials, and then come back and we will play the game. All right. So, what I need you guys to do today is I need you to write down all of the digraphs that we have learned so far this year. We're going to think way, way back, and we are going to write down all of the digraphs that we learned this year. So, I am going to go ahead and I am going to give you 30 seconds, and I'm just going to give you this time. Write down all the digraphs that you remember. Fantastic. So now what we are going to do is I am going to show you what digraphs we covered. And if you don't have all of them, that is perfectly okay. You can write them down as I go over them in the video. So the first one is going to be CH. It says ch. We have PH, which says f. We have SH, which says sh. We have TH, which is voiceless. We have a voiced TH, and we have a WH, which says wh. So your next task is I need you to take the next 45 seconds. I don't want to give you too long because I don't want you to have to sit for too long. I want you to take the next 45 seconds and I want you to write down a word for each of these digraphs. So that digraph can happen at the beginning, it can happen at the end. I want you to write down a word for each of these digraphs. So I'm going to put my timer back up on the screen. So go ahead and begin. About 15 seconds left. Fantastic. So I'm going to reveal the words that I came up with for my digraph words. But if you came up with something different, that is just fine. If you want to write down what I wrote down, if you did not come up with something, then that's okay too. So for CH, I wrote down the word chat. For PH, I wrote down the word phone. For SH, I wrote down the word shape. For the voiceless TH, I wrote down thank. For our voiced TH, I wrote down this. And for my WH, I wrote down white. So fantastic job on that review game. So we have learned about 6 digraphs. In this lesson, you're going to learn about digraph blends. So when we think about a blend, remember that is 2 or 3 letters that stand together, but they each make their own individual sound. So what we are going to do is talk about those 3 most common letters that are used in blends, which are L, R, and S. And those are the same letters that we use in our regular blends, and they're also going to be what we add to our digraph blends. So all 3 letters in each digraph blend are joined together with an arc. We are going to start with our R, adding that onto our digraphs to make those blends. So our first example here is SHR, which is going to say sure, and THR, which is going to say thur. So we can add ugh on the end, and we can make the word shrug with that sure sound. And we can add 2 E's on the end and make this the word three. So if we go ahead and we mark those words, we're going to mark our vowel. We are going to mark a guardian consonant because the in shrug is short. And then we are going to mark that a short U. So for 3, we just talked about this. I see some adjacent vowels. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark both vowels. We are going to mark the second vowel silent, and we're going to mark the first vowel long. And so this is the word 3. The SHR digraph blend is found in words that are like shrug, shred, and shrine. The THR digraph blend is found in many words such as three, thrown, and thrust. The digraph PH can also join the consonant R, and it turns that digraph PH, which is f, into fur, such as the word phrase. So we are going to go ahead and prove this word together. So remember, we're going to first arc our digraph blend all together. We are going to say, put our little letters up there so we know what sound that digraph blend makes, which is fur. We are going to mark both vowels that we see. We have that E at the end, which is phonetic skill 4. So we know that that E is going to be silent and our A is going to be long. So we went ahead and put that little Z above the S just to give us a reminder that this word says phrase and not phrase. A phrase, if you're not sure what that word means, that means a small group of words together that have a meaning. So PH, that digraph, can also be joined with an L, and it's going to make a sound like full. This is not a very common digraph blend, and the word that we're going to use today is the word phlox. Phlox is actually a wildflower that grows in North America. And so we are going to go ahead and mark this word together. So we are going to mark our vowel. We only have one, which means that this follows phonetic skill 1, right? Because I only see one guardian there. So I'm going to mark my guardian, mark my vowel short, and again, this is the word phlox. So as we have seen, the digraph PH can join both L and R to make a digraph blend. The digraph CH can also join with L and R to make col and cur. So this digraph blend that we see on the board, which is CHL, which makes a col sound, we find this in words like chlorine. The sound of the CHR digraph makes the same sound as a CR blend. So it's going to make the sound cur. We see that CHR digraph in the word chrome. So if we go ahead and we mark this word together, we are going to arc our CHR digraph blend, and we're going to put our little CR above so we know what sound that makes. We're going to mark both our vowels. So I see E at the end, which tells me that it's going to be silent, and it's going to tell my O to be long. So this is the word chrome. Chrome is a metallic trim that is typically found on cars or other objects. The digraph CH can also be joined with the letter S to make a digraph blend. So remember that in S blends, that the S always comes first. So when CH is joined with the letter S, it's going to make a sk sound. So similar to an SC or SK blend sound. So the example word for this digraph blend is the word scheme. So we're going to go ahead and mark this word together. So we are going to put an arc under our digraph blend. We are going to put our little SC above so we know what sound that blend makes. We are going to mark both of our vowels. I see that I have an E at the end of my word, which is going to tell me that that E is silent and that my previous E is long. So this is the word scheme. And a scheme is a plan to help make something happen. So the next part of our activity is going to be our dictation. So remember, it's important for you to stand and do this dictation practice with me, doing all of the motions and writing down the words with me as we go through. That really helps to solidify this skill in our brain. So go ahead and pause the video now and go ahead and get your paper, pencil, whiteboard, crayons, markers, whatever you're going to write with, and go ahead and push play when you're ready with all those materials. All right, so we are ready for dictation. So what we are going to do is I am going to do all of the movements just like we would do in class. I am standing up. I would encourage you to stand up as well and to do the movements with me to go ahead and solidify all of our new knowledge. I will, after I do the motions and I say the word to you twice, I will listen really hard through the computer for you to say the word twice back to me. I will then write the word on the whiteboard that you see and mark it. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and we'll point and read after we've written that word. So the first word that we are going to write today, we are going to write T-H-R-A-S-H. Again, that was T-H-R-A-S-H. And I'm going to go ahead and write that on my whiteboard. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark it. There's my digraph blend that we just talked about. I have a vowel and then I have a digraph. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. And that makes my vowel short. So that is the word thrash. And this word means to shake around a lot and make a lot of noise. And our sentence to go with this word thrash is, I saw the fish thrash in the water. So thrash. So we're going to point and we're going to read thrash. The next word that I need you guys to write is going to be the word shrink, shrink. My favorite shirt shrank in the washer. Okay, so then we are going to mark our digraph blend. We're going to mark our vowel, and A-N-K is a special vowel combination, so I am going to arc it like that. Fantastic. All right, next, flocks, flocks. We saw the flocks in the field, flocks. If you remember from our lesson, phlox is a wildflower that grows here in North America. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to write that down. We are going to arc our PHL and we're going to write a little tiny FL up above it so we know what sound that makes. We are going to mark our vowel. I have a guardian consonant here after my vowel, so I am marking that. And my O is short. And we're going to point and we're going to read this word, flocks. And we may have missed this one. So which is this one? Shrink. Fantastic. Okay, the next one that we are going to, the next word that we're going to write is the word chrome, chrome. He shined the chrome on his new car. Chrome. So this one we are doing C-H-R-O-M-E. So we are going to arc our digraph blend. We are going to mark both vowels we see. And I know because I have this E at the end of my word that it is going to be silent and my O is going to be long. All right, the last word that we are going to do for dictation today is going to be the word scheme, scheme. The boys' scheme to stay up late worked. So we are going to write the word scheme, and we are going to arc our digraph blend, and we are going to write a tiny little SC above it because that tells us what sound this makes. We are going to mark both of those there. We know that because there's this E at the end that it is silent, and this other E is long. So we're going to point to this word. This word is scheme. So we're going to read through these words one more time before we go ahead and we do our transfer card. So go ahead and read these with me as I point to them. Thrash, shrink, flocks, chrome, scheme. Fantastic. Go ahead and read these sounds, slides, words and sentences out loud to solidify the learning that we did today and to practice the skills of Digraph Blends that we went over. We are going to go ahead and we're going to read these in columns so that we can hear those sounds all put together. So we're going to start here and make sure that you are reading out loud with me while we go through these. So we have sure, shre, shred, shrine, thur, thraw, throb, three, full, flaw, flocks, flob, fur, fray, phrase, frim, coal, cli, clig, clike, cur, crow, chrome, crup, ska, ske, scheme, skib. On to sentences. She likes to shine the chrome on her new bike. The sheep shredded the flocks on the hill. Do you know the phrase, in the scheme of things?